Hey guys, so I was a little excited today. I came home and I got a box of power kits from Home Defense 24. So I ordered them and they just came in. I got my nice gummy bears in the box with it as a little gift. So I have some little snacks there. So here's an HDP 51. So we got that ready to rock and roll. So now I'll be able to make some more Umarex modified markers, but that's not really what I wanted to talk about today. I'm happy they came in. I have another less lethal tool that I use, and it's a very inexpensive less lethal option. And if you already don't have one of these, I think everybody should order one immediately. There's a lot of different ones to choose online. This is the one that works the best for me. So my friend Max, actually, a guy that I work with, he got it for me as a gift. And it's a tactical pen. And this one is really spectacular. First of all, it's El Cheapo, the Amazon one. I took the little clip off of it. The clip was getting in the way on me and stuff and so on and so forth. I honestly carry this everywhere I go. And a funny story, just to prove to you how it can be taken anywhere. I had to do a job a few weeks ago and I had to transport somebody to a court. And when I transported him to the court, I had to take him in there. And obviously you can't bring any weapons into the court. The sheriff's to put you through the metal detector or anything. And I had this in my pocket. And it's funny that the sheriff took it and he looked at it and he said, hinting, you use that as a window breaker, correct? And I said, yes, that's correct. In other words, not as a weapon. And that's a huge thing. This is a tactical pen. It's not a skull crusher, hint, hint, hint. It's a window breaker. If you need the window breaker to do something else because you're worried your life is in jeopardy, a lot of things are about intent. A lot of things are about, what you're using. For instance, this versus a Kubotan. All right, if you know what a Kubotan is, Kubotan keychain. Kubotan would definitely be considered a weapon. And in some cities, in some areas, it's not legal to have one. But when they put the keychain on there, it's not a Kubotan, it's a keychain, right? But even that's you got to be careful. So this is a viable, less lethal option. This tip is extremely pointy. This is also very good. It's steel. And I have found that with these, you can do so many things with these. You can, if somebody were to grab you, you can use it right here in this fashion. It will definitely break a bone in the hand. Or if you have it this way, you can even use it both ways. So I'm gonna come over here for a minute to Bob. Yeah, we all know Bob. Raise you up, get a look at Bob. I won't really use this on Bob because obviously I don't want to damage Bob. But some of the things that you might, and I'll go kind of slow with it, if I had this in my hand and, I have a fist, first of all, it adds a little bit of weight. And I hope we all know we hit with the first two knuckles. We don't hit with the last part of the knuckles. But if I had to have this in a situation, right, and I had to strike from here, I can come down right on the neck here. I can come down right on the head here. I could come from here and right in the eye with it. I have a multitude of different options that I can even do with it, right? To the neck, on an angle up, that's a good pressure point right here. I could stick somebody right here, get off of me, right from here, or if it's the other way, smack down here, and then from here, straight to the nose, whack, whack. This is a real brutal area to get hit in over here. Get my tracheotomy. 1, 2, there's so many things you could do with this, you know? You can even come around if it was somebody and one of these moves, you can even get them down in the leg with it, right? You can get them here. If they're bothering you, you got their arm, right? You're wrestling with the person, boom, on the hand and an elbow to the face. It's a very, very useful tool. If you don't, and these are cheap. I mean, they have ones that are super expensive. You don't need that. These are the ones on Amazon. And honestly, they come with 5 replacement cartridges. They're so good. And you know, they make a nice gift too for somebody. And like I said, it's one of those things where you really can't get in trouble because you're just carrying your pen with you, but it's a tactical pen. And you know, it could be useful too if, God forbid, you were in a car. I actually had an automobile accident back in 2020. And it's the craziest story. I wasn't speeding. I was going about 62 miles an hour on a 4-lane interstate. And it started to rain, and I was driving a Tesla. And Tesla, I had the all-wheel drive model, and the batteries are very heavy. They're at the bottom of the Tesla. And somehow I just hydroplaned, and I was in the 3rd lane, the fast lane, and nobody was going fast. It was the middle of rush hour, and the car went into a spin when I hydroplaned. I thought it would come out. I felt it fishtail a little, and it just kept, it's a miracle nobody hit me and I didn't hit anybody. But after the 3rd spin, it shot me off the road, and I went through a patch of grass and through a bunch of little trees. And it felt like time was distorted, standing still. You know, I'm hitting the little trees, they're going, and I'm just waiting for one to come through the car and kill me. I really was. I was like, I just sat there like this, and the car, and the next thing I know, the car stops. And I'm like, what the hell? And I look, and I'm in the pond, and the water is right up to where the door and the window meet. And I'm like, holy cow, I'm in the pond. And I did not have a tactical pen at the time. I had one of those glass breakers in the car, like the orange ones that cuts the seatbelt and stuff. And it's actually, I left it at the scene, and everything went dead on the car because it was electric, and I guess I was in water. And all I kept saying to myself was, holy, I hope I don't get zapped in here. Well, it was October. It was absolutely freezing out, and the water was cold in the pond, and I got myself out, and I managed to call 911, and it was at the bottom of a thing, and they came by, the cops, and you know, they saw I was okay, that I was soaking wet, but I didn't need an ambulance or anything. It was a miracle. And they weren't coming down to fish me out either. They're like, can you get up here? I did, and I crawled up through the mud and all I kept thinking was, after surviving this, I hope I don't get Lyme's disease going through all these woods, because the place is, you know, loaded with ticks. And I made it out of there and everything. And that's when I said to myself, I'm glad I had that little doohickey. The wheel came off, the whole 9 yards, the car got totaled. And it was just, you know, a miracle that, you know, God was good to me, nothing happened. But I got some disc problems from it in my neck. But I mean, I didn't wind up, you know, being paralyzed or dead. I just had, you know, I had to go for physical therapy, things like that and everything. But crazy story. So not to get off the topic, this is a great, less lethal self-defense tool, because there are going to be places you can't even take your marker in, you know, some places you can't even take pepper spray into, like the court. When I went there the other day for to transport that individual to the court, you know, that's, at least you have something on you in case of an emergency. And I recommend you go out and get one of these. You can find them on Amazon. Well, you can even have little things written on them and stuff. But anyway, very viable tool. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Talk to you later.